Give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey.
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it! Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power! Fight the power!
You really want to know who Superman is? Watch this.
I think he's pretty cool. He's my idol.
I can't have no sympathy. All that shit I seen them made my blood thicker. Spill promethazine inside the double cup. Double up my cream, now that's a double step. Yeah. Please don't hit my phone if it ain't about no commas. Keep the peace like Dalai Lama, big body hummers. Backing out the parking spot and know the law be on him. He exempt Sean Kempy, keep that 40 on him. Go. Motivate, 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 get money, motivate, 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 get money. Too many times I swallow my pride.
Is it his birthday?
I'm dying inside. My demons are close. I'm trying to hide. I'm popping a pill. I'm feeling alive.
Oh, that's right, the album and the mix. Okay, got it.
I'm feeling alive. 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 Whoa, Saturday, I feel like taking a PJ. Fly to DR on a weekday, eating ceviche. But like half of a million inside of my briefcase. A couple of freeze play, and they don't speak English. But the money is something that they can complain day. And I got bread like I'm Green Day. I come around and they heads turn. Used to like with hair perm. Now I like it natural, actual, factual. Naps and shoot, bougie still do ratchet shoot. Not afraid to pass the clip before I make the ratchet spit. Blah. Motivate.
Welcome in. Happy Monday. You are locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Big ups to J. Cole. He dropped the full album. Bars. Andy, do you still consider J. Cole part of the big three, even though he bowed out of the beef?
I mean, there is no big three. It's just Big Me. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar.
So it's just Kendrick.
It's just Kendrick.
All right, then.
But J. Cole, he's a heavyweight, though, for sure.
He's a heavy. So what is it now? There's no big three. There's just heavyweights, and then there's Kendrick?
I mean, you know, there's tiers, so to speak, or whatnot. And, you know, J. Cole is still in the same tier as Kendrick Lamar in a lot of ways. He's not above Kendrick Lamar, but, you know, we know who the hip-hop heavyweights are. And
Do we?
Yeah, he's still that. His album is actually a banger of an album. Not better than GNX. If you like bars, you like rap, you like rhymes, J. Cole's definitely going to give that to you. And, you know, he didn't really touch too much on a lot of the criticisms. He kept it smooth. He kept it hip-hop. I loved it. It was a great album.
All right. Well, big ups to J. Cole. Listen, this is the show, of course, where we hit all your favorite trending topics and headlines. I don't know about your favorite, but what's trending? And tonight we are getting into, of course, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl and the halftime show and all of the drama surrounding the Super Bowl and the halftime show, because there's a lot. Of course, I'm going to catch you up to all of that. We're also getting into Sherri Shepherd has come back. Remember, she was away with COVID when it was announced that her show had not been renewed for a fifth season.
Catching COVID?
Apparently.
Interesting.
So, you know, we're going to hear from Sherri and talk a little bit about that. Plus, you know, there's just a cornucopia of trending topics that took place over the weekend. So we're going to make sure you're all caught up and locked in. But, you know, of course, I can't start off the night without a couple of conversation starters. So first up, I want 50 Cent to grow up. 50, he's a mogul. He's funny. We know don't cross 50, but at some point at 50, maybe it's time to pull back. So I don't know if you're following 50 on Instagram and have checked out his most recent post, but somehow I don't know if they were coming from the Super Bowl. I don't know where they were coming from. Ja Rule ended up in first class in front of Tony Yayo and someone else. And Tony Yayo proceeded to pull out his phone and record him saying, F Ja Rule, and da-da-da-da-da-da, and all of this popping off stuff. It did, however, cut off before Ja Rule could get what he was saying off, because he was speaking, but Tony cut it off. And then they showed the next thing. Ja had gotten up out of his seat, I'm assuming, to go change his seat, or maybe, I think Yayo might have got removed from the flight. I don't know, because this happened before the flight even took off. You guys are up there disrupting first class with 20-year-old beef. And Tony, it's not even your beef. Still a soldier, huh? I mean, I suppose you can't be mad at it, but seriously, when are we going to grow up? Like, I know it's funny, but come on. You in first class, what did you want him to do? Turn around and you guys start boxing over the seat? Be for real. You did that for social media clout. Tony. And 50 ain't even put you in power. Listen, when we come forward, we're going to get all into all of the Super Bowl madness. We have breakups. We have unfortunate incidents. We have, was he hiding? All of that and more when we come forward. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
We got to laugh the pain away.
Hey, KBLA delegation, happy Black History Month. Around here, we celebrate our culture, our community, and our contributions daily. But this year, as we observe the 100th anniversary of Black History Month celebrations, we're excited about our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, honoring comedy greats. On Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum in downtown LA, we're toasting D.L. Hughley, Melanie Camacho, Earthquake, Munell, Dion Cole, and Martin Lawrence, with a surprise guest appearance. A limited number of individual tickets for the luncheon remain, so now would be a good time to head to KBLA1580.com to secure one for yourself. That's KBLA1580.com. A little laughter goes a long way, especially in times like these. So come, join us for our annual KBLA Talk 1580 Black History Month Luncheon, Thursday, February 26th at the Grammy Museum. Again, tickets are available right now at KBLA1580.com.
Well, I hang around my boy. He been married for 6 years. Videotaped his wedding day, never watched it. Now and every day he watch it every day, but he watch it in reverse. Because he said he loves seeing himself take that ring back off of that finger. Walking back down that aisle, just waving at her ugly mother down the church. Getting back in the limo, back at the bachelor party. Look how happy I was.
KBLA Talk 1580 thanks LA City Council members Curran D. Price Jr. and Heather Hutt for being the presenting sponsors at this year's Black History Month Luncheon. Honoring excellence, resilience, and achievement, we're KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Oh, do you know what
This is one, what's the deal? G-Net! Here we go now! Do you know who you with? It's Tony Ayo up in this. Got them German with them hollow. See, with them extra.
50 Cent, back on that gangsters. On my way, OT to flip them. And that big body Benz, you know it's a 6. That chip on my, I stack them chick. And I'm flash as a my juice is sick. From a block away, you can see them kid. Don't front, motherfucker, you know my style. I don't go nowhere without my on the low. Shorty got a thing for the kid. And you know, I'm finna take her back to the crib. Here we go. I'ma show her how I play a live. At the door, I tell her take the clothes off.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. And get the hype. Last time I cared about Tony Yayo. But anyway, listen, you know how this goes down. But if you're new here and you want to get in on the conversation, 800-920-1580. Of course, you can hit us up on social media, KBLA 1580. I'm at Stiletto Jill. And if you want the visual to go along with this audio experience, hop into the YouTube chat. Those are the VIPs. The conversation's already started in there. Join us. Check in. All right. So listen, the Super Bowl. Let's start it off. Let's kick it off. I'm going to start in the middle, but go back. First off, shout out to the Seattle Seahawks. The game was boring.
Super.
The game was mid.
Super.
I'm just going to say that.
Super.
You know, I suppose it's because we weren't there. But I can't be mad that the team that beat us won, because that's what would have happened had we have been there. It was, last minute decision that cost us that. But that's in the story for another time. Season's over now. Next year, Valentine's Day, the Super Bowl will be at SoFi. LA is on a hell of a run right now. Coming up this week, NBA All-Star is here in LA. First time at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood.
Am I tripping?
Yes.
I don't feel any buzz.
It does feel really...
This feels bleak.
So what I can tell you that Crenshaw High is the home for Nike. They are doing events there all weekend starting Friday. You can go to, I think, NikeLA.com to sign up. Obviously, they want your email address, but that will get you in. There's going to be youth athletic showcases. I'm not sure of the age group, but there's going to be some basketball. I think the Mamba League is going to be doing something there for the weekend. Obviously, that's Kobe's namesake league. And they're showing Friday night Coach George Raveling. He used to coach at USC. He's, a heavy name in basketball, including the Olympics. If you saw the movie Air, Marlon Wayans played him, discussing his integral role in Jordan coming to Nike. They'll be screening his documentary on Friday night. There'll be a mart on Saturday full of, I think a lot of them are local owned businesses, in addition to some of the activities they have there. Jordan is taking over headquarters down by Morningside High. They have built a temporary structure. I am not sure what the rollout
Inglewood.
is. What did I say?
Morningside.
Huh?
You said Morningside.
Yeah, it's by where I think one of the field. No, it's actually at another location. My bad, y'all. You're right.
I know
it
what
isn't Inglewood.
Yeah, LeBray and Manchester.
Yeah, it is right there. Red and black. Big ups to that. Jordan's birthday is coming up here soon in a couple of days, So there's a lot happening, and you're right. It does not really feel like it, but NBA All-Stars here. World Cup is going to be here this summer. Next year, Super Bowl. Year after that, the Olympics. LA is an event city. But right now, it doesn't feel very event-like, but we'll see what happens. DJ Black 909 says, big congratulations to the Seahawks, especially our USC guy, Sam Darnold, finished his story.
I'll give him that.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
Yeah, we can give that.
I was going for the Patriots, but I'll give him that.
I was too, but it was just not that I cared. I was just going because I didn't want who beat us to get a ring. If that's hate, so be it, but it's what it is. All right, so listen. Bad Bunny. I thought that his halftime performance was theatrical. I enjoyed it. From the opening with the sugar cane. Can you guys believe those are really people? So I guess that's how they move the elaborate set around. The mini movies, the setups, I really felt like he took us on a journey. Did it feel like, y'all don't get mad at me, but did it feel like Kendrick, the Latino version? A little bit. And I'm not saying that it's shade. I am just saying that back to back, two very powerful statements for the world's biggest stage. I'm sure you guys already know it keeps happening each year, year over year. This is now the biggest Super Bowl halftime show performance of all time, 135 million viewers. So I did think that it was interesting that, one, I really thought he was going to perform with Cardi B. I like it. I know she was there dancing. I saw her. Jessica Alba didn't give us no honey. You know, she just gave us a little mid two-step.
She probably was depressed that her team was losing. That's why.
Maybe. You know, they also had Pedro Pascal. I think that's his name. I might be messing it up. Apologize if I am. And it was one other person in the crowd at the bodega doing their little move. But yeah, I felt like, I know that Bad Bunny performed with Shakira and he performed I Like It Thin, but I still feel like that's the only song I really know. And I know it's in English. I felt like he could have gave us that, you know, and because Cardi was right there, you know, the camera didn't even stay on her long. It treated her like she was a background dancer. But that's that. I was surprised to see Lady Gaga pop up. I really enjoyed her performance. They said something for the, you know, the middle. Let's give us something for the middle a little bit. And I don't mean middle America. I mean middle as far as the audience, the crowd. But I liked it. I was happy to see Ricky Martin. I love Ricky Martin back in the day when he was with Menudo. We know Livin' La Vida Loca was a jam. We know it cost Cisco a lot of money too. So, I mean, listen, I thought it was a powerful performance. I felt like they took you to Puerto Rico. I felt like there was the little things of the hood. He referenced the electricity going out with the light poles. I thought that was a dope moment. When he gave himself the Grammy, I thought that was an incredible moment. You know,
the wedding ceremony.
That was a real wedding. So shout out to those two individuals on their nuptials. Can you imagine sharing the story? You got married on Super Bowl Sunday in front of 135 million people. I'd be telling that story forever and ever and ever. Yeah, Pedro Pascal, right? Listen, I appreciated all the flags and the unity. The football, I couldn't really read what it said at first, but then they got the right angle. Together, we are America. Respond with love, not hate. I'm not sure if that still works, but we like to say it. Now, I saw a lot of chatter on social media about this. Well, not enough, right? And I will admit, I noticed a little bit of this. Wasn't a lot of representation for dark Afro-Latinas or Latinos, period. You know, colorism runs in Latin countries too. I'm just saying.
Here
But
we go.
it was just an observation, really. It was just an observation.
Interesting observation.
That I didn't see a lot of the darker. I saw a few. And in comparison, for example, to last year with Kendrick, now I know we heard all of the white people talking about, I didn't see any of us there, right? They sound crazy. It doesn't always have to be about them. And it doesn't have to always be about us. But I am going to say one thing that I noticed, right, with Kendrick's performance, I actually noticed this with a lot of hip hop performances. We'll put all the United Benetton colors with the dancers, but other acts don't always necessarily do that for us in the Latino culture. So I saw it mentioned on social media, so I'm throwing it out there and mention it because inevitably somebody will ask about it. So, you know, it is what it is. Let me think what else. Like I said, I love the cinematography on the films. I love the moments. I do wish that, well, I don't know. I have not seen I watched the tail end of Bad Bunny's concert tour when it was on Prime a few months ago. But I wonder how closely this mirrors what he does as far as performance on tour.
There's a part of me that felt like he kind of held back a little bit. I felt like he could have went even more ham, if that's, a good word to use as far as his performance goes. To me, I could have used a little bit more energy. It felt too chill.
Yeah.
It was very colorful. I respect the representation and everything like that, the symbolism. I respect all that, but it felt just a little bit tame to me. Maybe I'm tripping on that.
Well, no, I agree. One of my friends said that though he's technically sound and, good performer, they weren't downing it. They said that they felt like his stage presence, he doesn't have that, like, in the way Kendrick's not a dancer either, right? But there are moments when Kendrick enters into the choreography and it's just a different command of the stage. And the only reason why I'm bringing up Kendrick is because that was the performer last year. So, and 2 hip hop performances back to back, we can kind of use that to compare and contrast in some ways, not compete.
To give him a little bit of credit, I think it's difficult to perform on a football, field, considering how big it is. And you're one individual surrounded by so many other moving pieces and stuff like that. And trying to, perform for this side and that side might be a little bit challenging.
But, like I said, it was enjoyable. I had a good time with it.
Question for you.
Yes.
It was a lot of chatter about, the language. People not being able to understand, what he's saying. How did you feel about that? Like, did that matter to you?
So, I mean, in parts, like I could follow the story, right? So it wasn't that. In some moments, I would have maybe liked to just because I'm very much
you want to sing along?
A hook. Yeah, I like a hook or something. I want to be involved to, get my 1, 2, 3, 4, snap, my choreography on, right? So I like that a little bit, but I was okay with it. I mean, I look at it like this. I have been to the opera in my life, so that's not in English, right? It's considered elevated entertainment. So I've never heard these things, granted, I doubt a lot of these people have been to the opera, but, I don't hear those same complaints, right?
I agree.
So I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was, the right time. It was powerful. It was a good bookend to coming off the heels of what happened last year and where we are currently. I don't really have any notes.
I think it's also important to note that the NFL is trying to go global for the most part.
They are.
That's why they have games, outside of the country or whatnot. And, what great representation to have, who's global than Bad Bunny.
These are facts. These are big facts. All right, so Coco Jones, shout out to her. I did see some tweets from some mad people that didn't realize that we had a Black national anthem, that it has always existed. Hello, the Black national anthem was sung at Abraham Lincoln's birthday party to him. So, relax. It's not meant to replace. It's inclusion, because that's what America is, a melting pot. Yeah. Shout out to Coco Jones. She looked beautiful, saluting Whitney Houston with the white headband. I appreciated that her jacket had the Pan-African flag on it. We haven't heard about the red, black, and green, because it's so much more than red, black, and green in quite a while. So I felt like that was good for her. She was very emotional after. She embraced her fiance, Donovan Mitchell, plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers, so big ups to them. Of course, we spotted Jay-Z with Rumi and Blue. This is their annual thing. He goes to the Super Bowl with his daughters. We see Blue doing the annual Super Bowl jump in the end zone on the field. Super cute. She really was giving Beyonce, though. I mean, she down to the micro braids. She was so giving 99 Beyonce. Big ups to Blue. She's getting so big. And we also had a hard launch of Kim Kardashian and Lewis Hamilton. So we saw that. Now, there was an interesting moment. I don't know if you guys saw the footage. There was some video of Kendall Jenner and some others walking to the suite. Amongst those was 21 Savage. Now, Savage was hugging the wall. And people were like, oh, he's trying to make sure that people don't misunderstand and think that he's with Kendall. Because lest we not want to allegedly get Miss Lotto upset, right? Lotto did post an Instagram story with Little John's To the Window, to the Wall on there. So, I guess she's saying she saw it too. But I really think he was hiding his blunt. If you look at the video, he had a blunt in his hand. It seemed like maybe he was hiding it from security or something, because then when they walked past, he put the blunt back up to his mouth and kept it moving, and the video cut off. But that's just what I observed. Maybe you guys know something different, What else do we have going on at the Super Bowl, outside of the Super Bowl? Listen, when we come forward, we'll get into more Super Bowl tea. Yes, I'm going to talk about Stephon Diggs and Cardi B, because there's a lot happening with that. Plus, more trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
The chicken head like chingy ching. Walking Neiman Marcus and I spend a light 50-50. Please proceed with caution, shooters, they be right with me. 21 bad, cute face and some nice teeth. 7500 on a Saint Laurent jacket, yeah. Be careful when you dumping your action. I ain't no sucker, I ain't cuffing no action. Nah, the streets raised me, I'm a hoe.
You're in the know with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. A Democratic leader is questioning reports that black law students at Florida A&M were told not to use the word black for Black History Month.
We really need to pay attention to the harm that this can cause to students.
Black Representative Fentress Driscoll calls it censorship, while lawmakers say it follows state limits on diversity funding. Maryland Governor Wes Moore says he's been uninvited from this year's National Governors Association dinner at the White House. The Democrat, who is the nation's only black governor, called the move disrespectful and a break from bipartisan tradition, noting he recently worked with the administration alongside governors from both parties. And Chicago's Black Mayor Brandon Johnson's executive order directing police to investigate immigration agents is facing pushback. Cook County State's Attorney Eileen O'Neill Burke says felony review processes already exist, calling the move inappropriate, while the mayor's office says it falls within his authority and will not interfere with prosecutions. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Santa Monica slowing down 10 eastbound from Cloverfield all the way to San Pedro Street in downtown Los Angeles. Also slow in Calabasas, South 101 leaving Lost Hills. Delays ahead to just before Topanga Canyon. More slowing in Sherman Oaks from the 405 to the 170-134 split, and ahead in Hollywood from Sunset into downtown Los Angeles. Loading up in South LA, 110 northbound from the 105 all the way to Stadium Way, and southbound's pretty slow from Stadium Way all the way back to Manchester Avenue. Tough in the Cajon Pass. This is the 15 northbound. Loading up at Glen Helen Parkway. Delays pretty heavy and slow to the 138.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The winning streak for the UCLA women's basketball team, the number 2 team in the country, is up to 17. Before Sunday's Super Bowl, UCLA held on for a 69-66 win at number 8 Michigan. Bruins center Lauren Betts had 16 points, 16 rebounds, and 3 block shots. Sunday's victory was the 9th win for the Bruins this season over a top 25 team. We're 4 days away from the start of NBA All-Star Weekend in Inglewood. The festivities jump off Friday night with the NBA's HBCU Classic. The men's basketball teams from Hampton and North Carolina A&T will meet up at the Forum. 8 p.m. tip-off. More on the HBCU Classic throughout the week here on KBLA. The All-Star Game is Sunday at the Intuit Dome. Lakers star Luka Doncic has been ruled out of tonight's home game against Oklahoma City. This is the 3rd straight game the NBA's leading scorer will be sidelined with a hamstring injury. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, y'all, come on. Pick up the drum.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah, gotta give us what we want. Gotta
give us what we need. Hey!
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it! Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power! Fight the power!
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
A little less gas. They're looking from afar, but they isn't.
In my head, I already had you 1,000 times. Made me work harder than most. But see, I don't mind. Before you even realize that you were mine. Your skin been glowing lately. I know why. Why? I like to chase too much. You know you play too much. Once I got you in front of me, knew it wouldn't take too much. I like to chase too much. You know you play too much. Once I got you in front of me, knew it wouldn't take too much.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Listen, Wale got one, right? He's back. He's back. I didn't know. Welcome back, Wale.
Take a listen to the album. It's actually pretty fun.
It's fire? Okay.
Yeah.
I have to get into it. But this, I'm feeling the single, so got to make it out there. All right. So, if you haven't heard by now, it appears as if Cardi B and Stephon Diggs are over. Lost the Super Bowl and his girl, right? So, apparently, and shout out to Truemonger for reminding me in the chat over there that Cardi was caught on camera twerking on a robot and it tipped over and fell. Took a tumble. So, apparently, the fans have noticed that Cardi and Stephon Diggs have unfollowed each other. One step further, when Cardi was asked if she had any encouraging words or anything prior to the Super Bowl, her good luck was very telling. So it looks like what may allegedly maybe caused the fire was that Stefan's female best friend was there. Her name is Pri. Now, if you don't know who Pri is, Pri, at one point in time, allegedly was a woman that Offset was dealing with while he was with Cardi. And Pri may or may not have been with child at one moment with Offset. And she and Stefan are very, very good friends. Cardi was like, basically keep her away from me. But guess what? Pri was at the Super Bowl, staying allegedly at the host hotel, the Players Hotel, and was in seats with his mom. And I think he even greeted her on camera. You can see it. So I guess that was a problem for Cardi. And she said no. And they're allegedly done. Just like that. So we'll see what happens. He seemed like a rebound, but they have a child, so they're kind of connected for life now. We'll see what happens next. Good luck to that. Okay, listen. This next story, shout out to Maurice Geis. He says the relationship didn't age well. DJ Black 909 says, why not go back to halftime shows of marching bands for the Super Bowl? It's traditional for American football. No, nobody wants to see that. And I get your point, but the closest we came is when, what was it? Who did Beyonce bring on with her when she did the Formation Super Bowl? One of the marching bands, but don't nobody want to see that. They want to see stars now. We're 33 years in this thing with celebrities. Big ups to the Wayans family, Keenan and Ivory Wayans, for forcing the NFL's hand and bringing them into the future with their alternative broadcasting back in 92 with In Living Color. I was there for that. So listen, this next story, it's still a sports story. It's a lot of sports things going on this weekend, but it's just very sad, right? Rickea Jackson is one of our Los Angeles Sparks players, and she was dating Falcons defensive end James Pierce. He's a rookie. And he was arrested Saturday in Florida. Rickea is in Florida for the Unrivaled League currently, which is kicking off. I can't remember which team she's playing on, but she's a part of that league. And James was arrested for 2 counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, aggravated stalking, and fleeing, eluding the police. There's footage online that you can see of Pierce being taken down by like 6 officers. They're taking him after what looks to be a slow speed chase through a gated community. Well, they were slow speed chasing him because he allegedly attacked his girlfriend, and then when she went to get away, he chased her down in his car. She was in her car, and rammed into the back of her vehicle. I don't know what was going on in their relationship, but obviously, healing thoughts and prayers are going out to her. He was, before the draft, right? He was just awarded, I think it was not Defensive Player of the Year. He just received an award on, I think it was Friday night at the NFL Honors. And his mother was sharing how she was so proud of him, how he had matured. There were questions about his maturity in the draft, and it's why he kind of sank as far as where he was selected. And this is where we're at. The two started dating in the summer of 2025. The relationship reportedly ended before Pierce made his NFL debut. She was at the draft with him, and she has not commented publicly, as far as I'm known, as of yet, right? He was recognized for his standout rookie season, no specific award. But now, here we are, immaturity, rage, whatever happened. Likely his career is probably done, because it's pretty clear he's likely going to do some time behind this. And it's just, sad. It's just sad. His lawyers have released a statement. His lawyer is Jacob Nunez, and he is urging restraint from the public. He says the allegations alone do not represent the full story. They have a strong legal battle ahead. He maintains his client's innocence and urges the public to understand that while the allegations have the power to shape a narrative, it's not hardly the full and complete one. It's not the complete story, according to his lawyer. So we'll have to see what happens as far as that goes. Sending out love, prayers, and healing to Rakia. I'm sorry. Rakia. It's just a hard thing to do, especially having to deal with the public shame almost in having something like that happen to you and being a part of that. When we come forward, we'll get into Sherry Shepherd, plus a few more trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Your ride with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
My name is Tyrone Owens, and this is my home for 23 years that burned in the fire. Me and my wife, Charlene, we had this whole yard decorated every year.
This was the house that sparkled throughout the entire neighborhood on all the holidays. It's a community that will never be the same due to the negligence of a utility company. So I am pretty upset about that.
We were nowhere near being able to rebuild with our insurance. It's going to cost $1 million to put your house back up.
I want to get back to that point where we were before the fire. I'm starting to get emotional, but I'll work through it. LA Fire Justice has been wonderful for us. They're just caring people. We have all faith in them.
Big ups to LA Fire Justice, who's given us hope to rebuild 100%.
Advertisement. Douglas Foster, 221 East Walnut Street, Suite 100, Pasadena, California, 91101 is the attorney responsible for this ad.
LA Fire Justice is proud to sponsor Conversation Live, Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
But I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
what do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. So a couple of things really quick before we go into Sherry. One, it was Ja Rule that was put off the plane. So, and it was Tony Yayo and Uncle Murder. So there you go with that. 50 was implying that Ja got himself and made a scene and got himself put off the plane because he was scared of the smoke. Why is there smoke in first class at 50 years old? second thing, I want to say rest in peace to Little John's son, sending him so much love and light. We mentioned the other day when there were reports of him gone missing, and he was discovered in a lake. And, no parent should have to bury their child. So our deepest sympathies are going out to Nathan Smith. That's John's son. And, love and light to John and his, oh no, John's not married to his wife anymore, to Nathan's mom. I know that must be very hard. He put up a touching post, so go check that out. And happy belated birthday, Klay Thompson. Megan Thee Stallion put it out there for him. I hope they get married. I could be, they just seem really cute, and it just seems time. That would be really sweet. If they don't, life moves on. But they seem really into each other, like a genuine connection to me. I wasn't sure if
I can't wait until they have their first argument.
I'm sure they've had an argument.
Okay.
I'm sure they've had an argument. You don't think so?
I mean, I don't know.
It just looks like a lot of honeymooning.
It does. And I'm not putting anything negative. I just know
I know. You want to see how it handles.
Absolutely.
Okay. I bet they've had an argument. No way. They live together. How can you not have an argument when you live with someone? All right. And there was one other thing I wanted to share, but I blanked. So we're going to get into Sherry right now. Now, it was announced before Sherry could that her show, after 4 seasons, have been, I guess, canceled, not renewed for the fall. Sherry came about her own talk show. Remember, she was Sherry on The View or The Talk?
I'm not too sure. I want to say The Talk.
Can't remember. But obviously, this was for her a dream come true. Some people felt like she backstabbed Wendy because we know that this was Wendy Williams' show. But Wendy had health issues. Also, that was the thing. Sending condolences also out to Wendy Williams. Her father passed away. So, yeah. But listen, all good things must come to an end, I guess, And it's Sherry. It's Jennifer Hudson. And it's Kelly Clarkson. All gone. But again, we have podcasts now, so it's not as if these women can't make a comeback, just in a different format. But let's get into a little bit of thank you, Royal Jenkins. I cannot believe I forgot to mention this when I was talking about the Super Bowl. So, y'all know I enjoy a breezy performance, right? Chris Brown, I am trying to allow space for that young man to grow up and mature, right? Well, after his monumental tour, we'll be seeing a Breezy Bowl film soon. Right after Bunny got off the stage, Chris put in his stories, I can see they need me now. Chris, you're hating. Not that I don't think that Chris Brown will put on a fabulous Super Bowl performance. I also don't think we'll ever see Chris Brown in a Super Bowl performance. But Bad Bunny did his thing. And even if for whatever reason you weren't feeling it, yes, you are entitled to your opinion, CB. But that looked like hate. That was whack. So.
And I know a lot of people are advocating for him to perform next year. I'm one of them. But sometimes Chris Brown be shooting himself in the foot.
He does. He should have kept quiet.
Kept quiet, just like with the whole Robert Glasper stuff. Like, Chris Brown, bro, you like a legend, Hall of Fame. Sometimes just be quiet, bro. We don't need your opinion. Just perform, bro.
And I'm going to be honest. I think it's going to be some type of pop or rock act.
Next year?
Next year.
I won't be surprised.
And
are we going to be outraged?
Probably a little. And I don't think we should.
Exactly.
Do you know, it can't be hip hop and R&B every time. It's not ours.
Exactly.
So that's it. Shout out to Pretty Brown Mimi and Terry. Sherry was on The View. That's what I thought. So we're going to listen to a little bit of her farewell.
This is a hard morning for all of us here at Sherry. And I know that you have seen the news, and I'm ready to address it. Our show has not been renewed for another season. And I want to say to y'all, everybody, y'all try not to faint or fall out, because healthcare is expensive and none of us have it anymore. So y'all don't fall out. But I have to say, in thinking about it, I'm truly overwhelmed by the outpouring of love that I have received from all of you. So from the audience to everybody on social media, to people who stop me in the store and still talk to me despite me not having a wig on, they still talk to me. From the emails and the texts, the messages, I feel every bit of the love that you've been sending to me. And thank you so much. And thank you. I want to say from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for welcoming me into your homes every single day. I want to thank you for laughing and crying with us. Thank you for supporting my unhealthy obsession with Lenny Kravitz. But I got to tell you, when I first started, the show was built on one thing, and what I wanted it built on was joy. Joy. The intention of this show was always was my prayer for you to leave happier than when you came. And you know this, I've talked about this. It has been my dream to have a talk show, and I'm so grateful I got the chance to do it for 4 seasons.
So I just wanted to give you guys a little taste of Sherry in her own words. Sherry's a comedian, she's fun. Some people say she gush sometimes too much, but that's her personality. You gotta love it. Listen, I have one more update to the Ja Rule, Tony Yayo, Uncle Murder story, because they're coming fast and furious, right? So a witness on the flight reached out to TMZ and basically said that Ja Rule he was the aggressor and was yelling profanities at Tony Yayo and threw a pillow at him. And that's when the flight crew stepped in and pulled both guys off the plane for a bit. Yayo yelled back at the planes, that planes are federal offenses territory and that he did nothing wrong. Basically. Again, the feds, that old beef. So, hey. Beef never dies, apparently, like 50 said. He'll even DoorDash it to you. I don't know. But I just do think that at 50 years old, and all of these individuals are at that point, right? You're in first class. You're coming from the Super Bowl. When do we grow up? So, it could be funny. It could be whatever, but we really got to grow up. So, yeah, there's footage of Tony Yayo talking about the pillow and tossing it back and forth with Uncle Murder. Y'all have fun with that. I don't know. I cannot believe we are still with this. All right, and one last thing before we get out of here. Big ups to iShowSpeed. He's a streamer. He just completed a tour of various African countries, Ghana included. And the president of Ghana has come out and thanked him and said that so many individuals have been exposed to Ghana and that he helped garner major online attention for the country, right? He was speaking at a business forum and said that Speed's visit led to millions of searches about Ghana and its products, including shea butter, and he called the exposure significant. So, listen, streamers are out here changing lives, y'all. Get into it. All right. Thanks for locking in. Of course, I'll be back here tomorrow, 6 p.m. to hit you in the head with all the trending topics and headlines. Coming up next, of course, it is the voice of reason, Zoe Williams. I hear As always, he has a banger for you tonight. You know as Zoe Williams does. All right, back tomorrow with more facts, culture, and context. I said that back.
Damn, every little you see around me, hold up big enough to hold shit down. Next time you're in the hood and see an OG, you ask about me, the young boy. Any living thing that cannot coexist with the kid must have ceased existing. Look, now listen, your mammy, your pappy, that you chasing, your little dirty kids. Your success is not enough. You wanna be hard. You know when you get knocked, you get in the yard. You's a Pop-Tart, sweetheart, you're soft in the middle. I eat you for breakfast, a watch was exchanged for your necklace. And your boss is a if he could, he would. Sell his soul for cheap, trade his life to be sure. You can buy cars, but can't buy respect in the hood. Maybe I'm so disrespectful, cause to me you're a mystery. I know from your hood, you have no history. Never poke nothing, never stop fronting. Jay put you on, X made you hot. Now you running around like you some big shot. It's easy to see when you look at me. If you look closely, 50, don't back down. Everywhere I go, both coasts with east side, west side, I hold them down. Every little you see around me, hold up big enough to hold shack down. Next time you're in the hood and see an OG, you ask about me, the young boy. The rap game's so up now. What we gonna do now? How we gonna eat, man? 50 back around. That's Jollo Pump thinking out loud. Southside.